Tonight on Oswego Now, Russian forces claiming victory in the city of Mariopol after a tense week of fighting. What remains of the city now, plus stress, a crucial part of everyone's life. But easing that stress, what experts recommend. Also ahead, Earth Day. See how student activists are making a difference right here on the SUNY Oswego campus. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Oswego Now. I'm Melanie Higgins. We begin the night with breaking news out of Syracuse. The police chief, Kenton Buckner, has resigned. This after a viral video of Syracuse police officers detaining an 8-year-old boy earlier this week sparked outrage. Buckner has also withdrawn his name from consideration for police chief position in Olympia, Washington. Syracuse Mayor Ben Walsh is expected to announce a new police chief come this evening. And today is Earth Day. The holiday started in 1970 because of growing concerns over air pollution caused by leaded gas. Today, the holiday is one of the largest celebrations in the world, and it's celebrated by over 1 billion people in 190 countries. It's easy to participate. Plant a tree, do some gardening, or just enjoy some fresh air while on a walk and enjoy that nature. Now, celebrations were held across the SUNY Oswego campus today, and our Brianna Boateng went around and saw the festivities held on campus. She has a deeper look into what these celebrations looked like.
Right here between the Mariopol Campus Center and the Cooper Dining Hall, members of the community are all gathered here together to celebrate this year's Earth Day celebration, with planting seeds and snacks to enjoy all throughout the day. Exciting activities of the day include recycling, environmental art, games, composting, seed sharing, climate change education, and much more. Student leaders and hosts of the event, Sarah Smelko and Nicole Rolls, talk more about the campus event this year.
Basically, our focus is to kind of bring the whole campus community together to celebrate Earth Day, talk about some important things. We have, people talking about water conservation, people talking about climate change.
The event took a lot of planning, and this was my first time planning an event like this. Sarah has a little bit of an experience, but so there's a lot of details that not a lot of people think about, like a rain date and organizing with all of the clubs and organizations, and we also have the whole performance and speaker section. So it definitely took a lot of planning and a lot of collaboration and a lot of patience.
Other festivities that are a part of the event today include performances by Del Star, Gospel Choir, and our very own WNYO. So whether if you recycle, compost, plant a flower, remember to celebrate Earth Day and to give back to the community. Reporting live from Mariopol Campus Center, Brianna Boateng, Oswego Now.
Now, in case you've missed this event, no worries. More environmental events are coming up in the ending of April, such as Arbor Day. And the city of Oswego is doing their part, working to make its energy sources more environmentally friendly. Our Sydney Havens tells us more about what the city's new project that not only helps preserve the environment is, but also saves taxpayers money.
You may have driven by this hydroelectric facility on West 1st Street, but did you know that it generates millions of dollars in revenue for the city? The equipment here is responsible for providing energy to the city of Oswego, but it is now under construction. City engineer Jeffrey Hindlitter, who is overseeing the project, says that the city will be dedicating around $4 million to these repairs, which will include fixing the generators. 3 of the 4 generators are now broken, and 2 of them have not worked since November.
The goal is to get that revenue stream stable again. As the units have had their issues, it's been hard. Last year we churned about half of what we did in previous years, as we only had 2 units that even able to function.
Hindlitter says that the hydroelectric facility and the dam that feeds it do more for the community than just produce energy. They raise the water levels.
And what we actually see is that the environment has adapted to it. What would have been a shallow river at one point now is deep, and you have fish habitats and you have recreational spaces that didn't.
The construction on the hydroelectric facility is already underway and is projected to finish by the end of June 2023. Sydney Havens, Oswego Now.
Sydney, thank you. This isn't the only step the city has taken to make Oswego more eco-friendly. The city also recently installed electric vehicle charging stations across town to help clean up events on Lake Ontario as well. Now, tomorrow is the last day of Passover. Oswego Now's Michael Ower has more with holiday traditions being observed locally and what these look like.
As the Passover holiday got underway this week, I spoke with Oswego Rabbi Yossi Madvig, who had this to say about the holiday.
So the first day, or the first 2 days outside of Israel, there's what's called a Seder. And the Seder means order, and it's a very structured meal, but the meal is actually only one part of it.
Rabbi Madvig also said that he tries to provide a family atmosphere for students.
You're not just there celebrating a holiday together and kind of, yeah, we'll have a meal. I mean, because like, for instance, Christmas dinner is a big thing, but I don't know if you'd say the main thing of Christmas is the dinner. I don't know if that's, I mean, I guess Christmas isn't really my forte, so perhaps I'm not one to say, but that's from my experience. And I wasn't always a rabbi, so that wasn't the main event of Christmas, but I'm sure that maybe there are families that do that. But Passover, 100% of the time, the main event is the Seder.
Rabbi Madvig welcomes all students into his home, and he works closely with the Jewish Life Oswego Club here at SUNY Oswego to coordinate different events and other types of gatherings throughout the year. I'm standing in front of Chabad of Oswego. Chabad of Oswego serves as a self-described home away from home for Jewish students. Rabbi Madvig hosts weekly Shabbat dinners as well as Seders each Passover. He will be hosting Passover dinners as well each night of Passover. These events are open to all students. For more information on Chabad of Oswego, please visit www.jewishoswego.org. I'm Michael Orr, Oswego Now.
Thank you, Michael. Chabad of Oswego serves the Oswego community and welcomes all students and members of the community as one. Now, mental health is often overlooked, but new research from SUNY Oswego highlights the importance of that mental health. Our Landon Mariopol spoke to experts to explain just how you can manage.
Senior psychology student Quinn Seeley conducts research on how mental health conditions such as anxiety, depression, and overthinking affects college students. Seeley works in Mahar Hall and conducts research in the Psychological Sciences Lab. In fall of 2021, Seeley received a grant from the Student Scholarly and Creative Activity, which allows her to study cognitive and physiological responses to short-term stress. She also looks at the relationships between overthinking, anxiety, and rumination. Seeley says that she conducted a special test to study the anxiety levels of students.
The Trier social stress test officially, that it's a reliable and valid measure that a lot of psychologists have used to study social stress, and we did a modification of that just because I already had a bit of a long procedure. I didn't want to keep people for over 2 hours.
Seeley's test subjects ran the first part of the Trier stress test, which had her participants give a surprise speech. The student researchers split her test subject into 3 separate groups based on IQ. Seeley says that she had surprise results.
It's in the second group right now. It's showing the highest anxiety score and the highest rumination score, which is interesting because that's not what we expected.
SUNY Oswego students will be sitting right here within the coming weeks. This can lead to them becoming flustered. Quinn Seeley says that this is totally normal and that there are ways to cope.
In order to perform well and to achieve the things you want to achieve, you have to put yourself first. So make sure you leave at least 10 minutes a day to just do something that you love.
SUNY Oswego's graduation commencement ceremony is taking place on May 14th in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena and Convocation Hall. Landon Mauricio, Oswego Now.
Landon, thank you. And for those who might need extra help, counseling services are available at Mary Walker Health Center for anyone feeling stressed and want to talk to a professional counselor. Syracuse University is enforcing students to wear masks again after dropping the mask mandate back in the middle of March. This comes after the number of active COVID cases nearly tripled in the last 10-day period. Masks will also be required in certain facilities for non-academic events, but will not apply to the Carrier Dome. The uptick in COVID cases reflects the spread of new Omicron variants, such as the BA.2.12, recently discovered in Onondaga County, and it's spreading throughout central New York. Oswego campus safety monitor Victoria Furlong says the university is actively assessing the situation as we get closer to graduation.
We have weekly meetings with our partners at the county health department and their recommendations about our ability to invite large groups to campus and to share our campus with the greater Oswego and beyond community as a whole. So, we're actively looking at that to understand, if something needs to change.
To the masking policy here on campus, students and faculty have the option to wear one as necessary. Now, a little relief at the pump is coming. Last week, the Oswego County Legislature unanimously approved a motion that would put a cap on fuel sales tax. According to this new plan, gas won't be taxed after reaching $4 a gallon. To put this into perspective, 15 gallons of gas at $4.50 would be nearly 30 cents cheaper. Those who frequently get behind the wheels around our area say the change in the price would be an enormous help.
The lorry driver made it harder to lorry drive because they wouldn't reimburse us for gas, so we had to buy gas. So I would spend so much money. I wouldn't be profiting because I'd spend all my money on gas.
The freeze will go into effect from June 1st until the end of the year. Also coming this summer to Oswego County is Mayor Barlow's social district. This after the Common Council passed it by a 6-to-1 margin last week. With this new rule, alcoholic beverages in specific cups from local bars and restaurants will be allowed to be taken from a business to business in a designated area. In a revisement of Barlow's original plan, it will exclude residential areas, including 2nd and Cayuga Streets, as well as the corner of 2nd and Schuyler Streets. The plan will come to fruition by June 1st and end October 1st. When we return, our meteorologist Bethany Strong will have your full weather forecast, plus the latest out of Ukraine, as sources say Mariopol has been devastated. Stay with us.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Be New York tough. Mask up, America.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I may never have met you. We don't go way back. Maybe we wouldn't even be friends if we did. But when you wear a mask, you have my respect. Because your mask doesn't protect you. It protects me. I wear my mask to protect you. Be New York tough. Mask up, America.
Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Bethany Strong. Now let's look at some national weather going on first. Now you can see on our current satellite there's this area in western U.S. that has no clouds, and that's due to low humidity and dry conditions. Now right now that area is under a high wind warning as well as a fire weather warning. No active fires are currently taking place, but it is something to keep our eye on. Now looking more locally, right now we've had a beautiful day today, a beautiful Friday here in Oswego. Sunny skies, no cloud in sight. The temperature right now is 44 degrees. Humidity is a little high, but that's because of the rain making its way into the region later tonight, and through tomorrow. Now that is because of a low pressure system that's currently across the northern central U.S. and it's going to be propagating into the northeast, whereas right now we have that high pressure system currently giving us that fair weather. Now through this weekend, we're going to see tonight those clear skies right now, and then the system is going to be making its way into the early hours of tomorrow and hitting the region throughout tomorrow. Mainly in the afternoon is going to be your heaviest rainfall and showers, but there will be showers throughout the day and throughout the central New York region. Now going into Sunday, that'll push out of the way, a little scattered into Sunday, but throughout most of Sunday we'll have nice temperatures and clear skies. So, woo. So with that, we'll look at our 5-day forecast. We'll have that rain on Saturday, clear skies on Sunday, and then a cloudy and rainy start to the week. But that is going to be okay because April showers bring May flowers. Over you to Mel.
All right, Bethany, I am not looking forward to those April showers at all, but thank you for that. Let's take a look at some national headlines now. A city in ruin after weeks of intense fighting at the Ukrainian city of Mariopol is almost under Russian control. Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared victory in the Battle of Mariupol. The port city is strategically located on the Sea of Azov and would give Russian forces a new entry point into the southern regions of Ukraine. In a statement earlier today, Ukrainian officials say they found evidence of mass graves just outside of the city, and evacuation routes for the civilians stuck inside the city, have been cut off, stranding them within. Now, in the wake of this battle, President Biden has promised more aid to Ukraine. He's signing off a new $800 million military aid package to help the country fight off Russia's invasion. The president says recent updates in the country show now is the most important time to act.
We're in a critical window now of time where they're going to set the stage for the next phase of this war.
The Defense Department is now set to pull weapons and equipment like howitzers, ammo, and drones from the U.S. stockpiles to send to Ukraine. This is the highest level of aid the president can send without congressional approval. And coming up, for the first time in nearly 2 years, see what the Oswego Theater Department is brewing up to bring back to life on stage this weekend. Peyton Ashford will have that answer and more weekend festivities ahead. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Hey.
Okay. If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Now. I'm Payne Ashford here to give you an inside scoop about events that are taking place this weekend right here, right now in our community. For all musical theater fans, you're in luck. SUNY Oswego's theater department is putting on their first live musical in over 2 years. The wedding singer is taking place in Waterman Theater in Tyler Hall at 7:30 p.m. today, tomorrow, and Sunday. The weekend-long performance is based on the hit Adam Sandler movie, where a love-struck wedding reception singer struggles to find love. Runtime is approximately 2.5 hours with a 15-minute intermission. The show is recommended for ages 13 and up. Tickets are free for SUNY Oswego students and $15 for faculty, staff, alumni, and the general public. Tickets can be purchased at tickets.oswego.edu. Happy National Earth Day! In honor of today's holiday, community members in the town of Mexico are calling all volunteers to join them for a beach cleanup on Saturday, April 23rd. The event will take place from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Mexico Point Park, and volunteers will meet at the pavilion. Boots and gloves are recommended. Trash pickup sticks and buckets will be provided. Restroom facilities will also be available. For more information, please visit mexicopointpark.com. This Sunday marks the 16th annual St. Baldrick's Day in Oswego County. The fundraiser is taking place from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Best Western Plus Oswego Hotel and Conference Center. Whether you decide to shave your head, volunteer to raise money another way, or make a donation, everyone is encouraged to come out and support the cause. For more information, visit stbaldricks.org/events/OswegoCounty2022.com. That will do it for your Weekend Now report. Back to you, Melanie.
Thank you, Peyton, for that. Some good news is right around the corner, and we'll have something special from our friends at the Oswego Humane Society next. And in sports news, see how some of the top NBA teams are faring in the playoffs. Stick around for more.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Be New York tough. Mask up, America.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I may never have met you. We don't go way back. Maybe we wouldn't even be friends if we did. But when you wear a mask, you have my respect. Because your mask doesn't protect you. It protects me. I wear my mask to protect you. Be New York tough. Mask up, America.
Good afternoon, I'm Luke Rosenthal with your Oswego Now Sports Report. The NBA playoffs have tipped off and we are nearly halfway done with the opening round. The two teams that have yet to drop a game thus far, the Philadelphia 76ers and Golden State Warriors, who are both up 3-0 in their series. As for the 76ers, they won their third straight game against the 5-seed Toronto Raptors, this time in Toronto. After second-year point guard Tyrese Maxey shined in the first two contests, it was MVP candidate Joel Embiid who took the reins in Game 3. The five-time All-Star totaled 33 points, 13 rebounds, and hit a game-winning fadeaway three-pointer in overtime to put Philly up 104-101 and take Game 3. Now moving from the North Country to the Mile High City, the number 3 seed Warriors took it to the 6 seed Denver Nuggets, beating them on the road 118-113. Unlike the first two games in the series, Game 3 was a much closer contest with multiple lead changes through 4 quarters. Although reigning MVP Nikola Jokic added another stellar playoff performance to his resume, the Nuggets were unable to overcome 25-point performances from Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry. Now that both teams have taken commanding 3-0 leads, this begs the question, are they on a collision course to meet in the NBA Finals? Only time will tell. Moving on, the NFL community faced a tragedy earlier this month with the sudden passing of Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins. The 2019 first-round pick was fatally struck by a dump truck on Interstate 595 in Florida. And after much speculation about his reason for walking down the highway, a 911 call with Haskins' wife, Calabria, confirmed that her husband had run out of gas and was walking towards the nearest gas station. Haskins was a Heisman Trophy finalist in 2019 and was set to compete for the starting quarterback position in Pittsburgh this season. But more importantly, Haskins was a brother, a son, and a friend who positively affected everybody who knew him. Now to a local player who's been making a huge impact on their team. Our Hunter Truman tells us about this week's Oswego Athlete of the Week.
A softball field, a place where many young women dream of playing at the collegiate level. For our Athlete of the Week, this dream came true.
Ty Smith's fascination with softball began with Little League when she was in 5th grade. However, once her parents introduced her to travel softball in her sophomore year of high school, that fascination turned into an obsession. Through travel softball, she learned how to reach out to coaches and eventually landed at SUNY Oswego to continue her athletic career. She joined the softball program in 2020, but due to the pandemic, she, along with her teammates, never saw the field. Though that didn't hinder her spirits, as she returned to the program in 2021, where she played as a utility player. What is a utility player? Well, she can explain.
Utility means that I could play anywhere on the field besides pitcher and catcher. I played third in the game versus Potsdam and second in the game versus Potsdam, so I guess it just means that I could play many different positions and it's not listed as one certain one.
Smith had her standout game this past week against SUNY Potsdam, where she had 3 hits, drove in 5 RBIs, and scored 2 runs. All her efforts helping her team get the victory 13-3. Smith and the softball team currently sit at 8-17 on the season with a 3-5 SUNYAC conference record, which has them just out of playoff contention. Though Smith is hopeful in her team's ability to make it to this milestone and even win it all.
I know that our team wants to do our best and continue to get some wins on the board so we could get ourselves clinched in SUNYACs. If we do win SUNYACs, we'd make history for Oswego softball. So that'd be great.
History indeed, as a softball SUNYAC championship would be the first for the program in its history. Hunter Truman, Oswego Now.
The Oswego softball team heads to New Paltz to take on the Hawks for a doubleheader today in hopes of working their way into playoff contention. Now back over to Melanie with your Good News Now.
All right, thank you so much, Luke. Now for some of that good news. Thanks to the SUNY Oswego community, our furry friends at Oswego Humane Society are receiving much-needed donations. The Pre-Vet Club has partnered with the Oswego Humane Society for a pet supply drive, and SUNY Oswego students and faculty can now stop by one of the pet donation boxes to leave items for animals in need. The Pre-Vet Club president, Amanda Thomas, says the supply drive is most important for those who need the extra resources.
I think it's important for those of us who can give, even if it's a little bit, again, even a couple cans of food or a bag of treats or, $2-3. I think it's really important for those of us who can give that little bit, and then it kind of pays it forward, right? If we're providing these things for the food pantry, then people who really need it to help their pets will be able to have those resources when they're in need.
Pet supply donation boxes can be found in the Marano Campus Center, Lake Effect Cafe, and Shinneman Hall. And now it's time for the cutest story of the night, our adoptable pet of the week, provided by our friends at the Oswego Humane Society. Take a look at 3-year-old Frank. This fine fellow enjoys a leisurely life, appreciating human friendships to the fullest. And take a look at that. He loves his carrots and his hay. You can see all the carrots in his cage there. I love it. I love it so much. If you are interested in Frank or any other adoptable pet available at the Humane Society, you can email info@oswegohumane.org. That email is on your screen, and Oswego Humane Society has tons available. We just had an orange cat on here about 2 weeks ago. It was really great. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching Oswego Now. From all of us at Oswego Now, I hope you have a nice night.